Hey Jude.
Yeah.
Boo. That's him getting booed at Real Madrid after they lose the first game or something, or draw the first game.
Draw the first game. He drops a 6.8 out of 10.
Oh. Harry Kane on the bench, unused substitute. They're going with
we signed too many Englishmen.
They're playing Asensio up front because Kane just language barriers not working out. See, he took Zidane's jersey as well.
Yes. I also found. Do you know why he uses his original jersey number, the 22? That was it Birmingham retired?
Taylor Swift fan.
No.
Oh.
It's because his old coach said he was so good that he's a 4 and a 6 and an 8, and like he added all the numbers up, and that's the number that he actually is. It's 22 because he's so good he can play in all these different positions. So that's why they retired it, because they're like, who else is going to have the number 22?
Yeah. They didn't retire the number 7 of the 17-year-old.
It's totally different. That was lost.
All right. Okay, well, yeah, I guess it's a little easier to retire 22 than number 10 or 7 or 5 or 6. But yeah, that was an interesting choice. But it's early one for Real Madrid. I feel like they usually go middle of the summer. Yeah, like they were like obviously we had McAllister was early. That was just a bio clause, simple deal.
Easy done.
Man City usually early doors kind of stuff, but Real Madrid are like the blockbuster in the summer. Yeah. I suppose this one was just going to happen for so long. Not that he was going to go to Real Madrid for so long, but he was going to go over so long. But was it going to be Liverpool? Was it going to be? Yeah. Well, it's mainly Liverpool, but
he confirmed never Liverpool.
Turns out just Real Madrid.
Did you hear his quotes about the Champions League final?
Jude Bellingham's?
Yeah.
No.
So the way for years, the last few years, it's been like Liverpool going hard for Bellingham.
Yeah,
like all the players, like openly taking pictures of him, like, oh, look who's coming and all this. Yeah. He said in his press conference at Madrid that he was at the Champions League final, the last one where Madrid beat Liverpool. Yeah. And he said he decided it there and then.
Oh, no.
Then there was another year after where Liverpool were like, guess who's coming? And he's like, not after that performance, boys.
Oh, no.
I saw Madrid absolutely spanky.
What a costly game that was.
I do love the idea, like Klopp hearing that press conference going, oh, of course. Now, that makes sense.
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense.
They say many garbage things.
You don't know what you're going to get.
Melodrama upon melodrama! This is utter, shameful, disgraceful piece of nonsense!
He was miles off it yesterday.
You'll learn a lot more if you listen rather than talk all the time.
No problem.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a No Nonsense podcast with Cathal and Will. International games can be tough if you're an Ireland fan.
Worse if you're a listener.
Listeners don't like it at all, but you know what? One for them, one for us.
Yeah.
That was grim, Will.
That was the worst one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah,
it was bad on all counts.
Going in, I was like that's a tough game. Like a good performance again, that'll do it for me. Yeah, but then just got absolutely spanked.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the group initially, France, Netherlands, all right, that's kind of your first and second. We do well to usurp Netherlands on second spot, and then it's like Greece as well. Ooh,
yeah, ouch.
And then when you see the fixtures, it's Greece in June in Greece. I'm like, oh, that's
worse again.
That's going to be hot,
Yeah.
And then of course when you say it's the me derby, it makes it extra spicy for those players.
Stephen Kenny was showing them a video before the game. He was showing clips of the podcast. Look at how Greece made Cathal feel.
Look how bad the podcast became when Cathal went there.
This is for the boys.
He had the fucking viewership up on the listenership on the board as well. Look what they did to my boy. They massacred my boy.
They killed the bandwagon wheel.
And also all that comes into play, thinking, all right, this is going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
But then the performance was bad in terms of we seemed to get it wrong structurally, tactically.
Yes.
Greece were very, very wide.
Yeah, they saw something.
They were so wide, as in like, well, what are they going to do? Run down the middle of us? I doubt it. And like, usually if you pack midfield or they have a lot of players in midfield, that's all right. They had the run of us there in the middle. They were so wide. Simicus on that was just like glued to that left wing. But still in the middle, we were like misplacing passes. We seemed under so much pressure at the back. I mean, I guess you have to be out of control to be in control.
Yeah.
And Colin took that to heart, and he was just like like he was on the edge, just playing on the edge of tackling, which is what you want, I guess. But
kind of.
you want to be kind of
You want to get a read of the game first before you start launching into people.
like every time they got the ball, we're like, oh fuck, everybody go back, and then like
They're trying to score.
we're all over the place, and then flying to tackles, and Collins did well. Like he got in like a few last minute interception touches. It was like, oh, that was a close one to a foul there, big guy. I mean, yeah, it was mad from the start. I mean, I think there was a stat. It was like 6 corners in the first 9 minutes.
That's a lot.
Just like bombarding us.
A clear sign of chaos at the back.
Bazunu had made 3 saves that like were very good saves.
Southampton have to be annoyed whenever they see him play for Ireland.
Well, I mean, Southampton had 6 corners in 9 minutes, but throughout the 90 minutes. So multiply that throughout the they were under a lot of pressure. I think the gap between Southampton and Man City is still a bit bigger than Ireland Greece, but yeah, he had a good game in terms of shot stopping and even distribution. I mean, he was man of the match. He was Rodney Whelan's man of the match. Yeah. Never a good sign.
No, we always said.
The Dab De Hay metric. If he's your player of the season, it's like, that's not been a good season though, has it? So yeah, he made a lot of saves in the first half. There's one where he came out and cleaned Masteris.
Yeah.
He got Masteris and ball. And they were like calling for a penalty, and it was like, maybe, I've seen it given.
Hey, on a different day.
And then that went up for one of the 7 or 9 corners, whatever it was, which then was O'Dowda.
Yeah.
The handball. Didn't see that in real time, did you?
No, but in the replay, it was one that was like, in this day and age, you're never getting away with that one. You don't get away with any of them, so definitely not the one that's like, yeah, that's a handball even before VAR.
You can't put your hand up there.
No, your hand can't be there.
Listen, was he protecting his head? Yes. Is that something I'm in favour of? Very much. I think protect the head, but if you're...
They should just wear helmets.
Yeah, it was like the Pogba one a few years ago.
Yeah,
where
the
like,
kick,
Jesus, come at me,
Yeah.
It was like, he can't do it,
Yeah.
So, I mean, with the benefit of that, he should have seen that, like, if you're stopping across, you can't put your head above your shoulder.
Yeah.
Your hand above your shoulder, really. Anything over that is like, okay, that's your hand then.
Yeah.
You can't do that. So, yeah, that was bad.
Stuck the penalty.
Just drove right down the middle.
Yeah.
And
Bazunu is good at penalties. That's like probably one of his strong suits.
Yeah. But, but that was just like a symptom of the pressure we were under. Balls kept coming. They had a lot of bad crosses.
Yeah,
they should have had a lot more chances. They had a few chances, but like there's a few crosses went right over everybody. They weren't that clinical.
Yeah,
your man in front was very good. Bakasetas.
Yeah,
he's the one who scored the penalty as well. We just couldn't handle him at all.
No, it was a weird one because obviously when Kenny came in, it was like, look, I know we can defend. Let's try something new. Let's try go at teams and try attack. But now we've turned into like we can't really do either. Like the old like solid. It's always a 1-0 against Ireland if you are beating us, but you'll never beat us 2-0. That's gone.
Yeah, well, you have to risk something to score.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've risked a lot recently.
Yeah, and without really stepping it up anywhere else on the pitch.
No, the whole thing was it looked like we had the wrong team out because we were just under so much pressure. Like when they scored the goal, I think they were like, this is done. Like, we've been destroying them with the first 2 minutes. Now we have a penalty. It's only a matter of time before we get 2, 3, maybe even 4. Yeah. And it was right after that we had our best chance of the game. Yeah. That move with Doherty and Smallbone. When the cutback just was fucking... It was a blind cutback, but like, I think with Smallbone, who's right there, like, unmarked, that could have been...
The Lukaku.
Let's say, that's when you're most vulnerable after you score a goal. Yeah. That was a chance. And then
that's all we can hope for is they'll score and then they're vulnerable.
And that was like, oh shit, maybe they can actually get the ball up our end. And they kind of were like, I wouldn't say rattled. That's very generous for us. But we were pressing.
They were aware.
They were aware that they were in a game now.
Yeah. Ah, yes, they are professionals.
Yeah. Okay, I know what this is. This is a game. I've seen these before. We pressed well, but like they kind of got back on top midfield. Yeah. We diverted from the 3-man midfield of Knight, Malumbi, Knight, and Cullen.
Yes, Cullen.
We had Smallbone instead, who was very good in that game. Who did we play that he was very good in?
France.
Yeah, it was the game before France, and then he didn't start.
Malta, was it?
Malta. Him and Johnston did very well against Malta.
Games. And they were like, oh, it's happening.
And it's like, he's 23. He's what age? What young team coming? That was like the first big kind of this is starting to take shape. But then they dropped for the France game.
Yeah.
One player I suppose we were missing, Agbene.
Yeah.
He was very, very good against France. We could have used something like that, a bit of pace down that wing, because like Simicast was killing us.
Yeah.
They kept shifting the ball wide to him, and I think it was like Smallbone and O'Dowd who were meant to be kind of on that wing, and neither of them really fucking marked him, and he was striding down that wing, putting crosses. He was the main threat for them. He was playing like fucking Trent, but I mean, I wonder why that is, you know, because like, he plays for Liverpool with a team that plays that way. He's like, lads, I have an idea.
Yeah, watch this.
Watch what I'm about to do here.
A few things.
Yeah, he was playing like a knockoff Trent, which was way better than anything we had.
We'd kill for a knockoff Trent.
In the second half, they took off Ida. I mean, if Ida
The target man.
if Ida Mania ever started, I think it ended.
My God,
that
what a
night in
false
Athens.
dawn. Now, he's very young still, but...
He is, but it's been a while. And he had that injury, he had that cruciate. Just when he's coming good from Arch.
Yeah, and I think he scored maybe 2 goals this last season in the championship.
Yeah.
Injured for a lot of it.
Yeah.
I don't think he started in a very long time.
No.
Like at club level. And then like he's right in here. We need
Yeah.
you.
But with someone who you should have Obafemi instead.
Yeah.
He was very good when he came on.
Yeah.
I mean, that one of the 2-3 chances he got with the ball, did the step over and like went by one player, and they were like, "Oh fuck! Like, don't tackle him."
Yeah.
Like, these guys aren't that good. I knew it.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's weird playing Ida, because you'd think he's big fella.
Yeah.
Get it to the big fella. But we don't play it that way.
No.
So it's like, well, we don't really need the big fella up there then, do we?
Well, he was playing him with Ferguson. And
Yeah.
I think his criticism of Ferguson, Stephen Kenny's criticism of Ferguson was that he was coming too deep against France.
How dare he.
We need you in the goal. Like, you're the guy who scores goals. One of the only ones that can score goals.
You're all we've got, mate.
We need you up there, so we don't need you dropping deep. We need you close to the goal.
Yeah.
So I think he thought Ida will drop deep.
Yeah.
He'll do that job. You stay, you know,
In
in
and
the
around
goal.
it.
And like, to be fair, for the goal, it was his header on to Collins.
Yeah.
That's a good corner by Smallbone too, actually, to be fair.
Yes.
But, you know, they head into fucking Ferguson. That's what, you know, that's what he does. He's moving is great. He's a header and
You can
shooting.
finish.
So he heads it in, and then it's, yes, fuck, we're back in
We're
the
back.
game. Then offside, cue, finger wags all around.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, what? Like, how is that? Like, from the way the ball was.
He was coming striding in. There's
He
no
came
way.
in the back post. I mean, like, there's a man. The man had fucking pulled the jersey almost off. Like, there's no way that he was offside. If he was, then like there should be some kind of rule if you're getting fouled. then-
Exactly, yeah.
But whatever. It was very close in the end. I was like, oh, actually, maybe.
That's a good call.
Good call, Bar.
Yeah.
Not that we saw any VAR replays. What were you watching? You were watching RT, were
RT,
you?
yeah.
There was no-
They don't have access. They don't pay for that.
Like, cause I was like, where are the lines? Bring back the VAR lines. You know, it was like we just watched the ref going,
He's listening.
listen to them going, what? Like,
Listen to their blind panic, as we've heard.
well, that's the thing. I mean, VAR is different everywhere you go, I guess.
Yeah.
You know,
And the internationals, they're very chill.
yeah, like that. I don't need to see this. Do you actually care? Is anybody watching this game? Does anybody actually care if the lines is right? But like, we saw it after when it was appealed. But same with the penalty in the first half.
Yeah.
Well, the same half, I suppose. But like, we
You
saw.
didn't see the back and forth.
We didn't see
frame.
back and forth. He was called over the screen, and what did he see? He just sees the freeze frame. I was like, well, show the fucking clip. Play the clip. You can't just be showing a freeze. Look, hand, ball.
Look where his hand is.
Hand, ball, ball, hand. And he's, you know, and then he showed one replay of it hitting the ball. No other angles. Like, I've seen enough.
That. Turn it off.
Like, show us some angles then, you know? I mean, yeah, so we only kind of were on, it's very much like the old VAR where they didn't show replays.
Yeah,
Everyone was
yeah.
like waiting in the stadium.
It was very suspicious.
But we got that goal. I was like, okay, we're back in the game, you know? These boys aren't that good, you know? But
It's only Simicast.
for the last bit of that half, then it was like fucking, it was all Greece still. It was like, yeah, these guys are better than us.
Way better. They're below us in the world rankings, for whatever that means. But you could see the difference. Like,
Yeah. It was just that we were, and then, what to say, it was Ida came off for the Jink Johnson. And then, who else came on? Fucking, Femi.
yeah.
And then it was Johnson who got nutmegged for that goal.
Oh no.
Yeah. I was like, yes, finally, Johnson is on, you know. I was like,
He's going to nutmeg people.
And as your man, it was Besiktas again. It was, the captain again. He nutmegged him. And then it was O'Dowd again, caught on the wrong side.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently he was a wing back. Or, no, apparently he's a winger converted to a wing back.
Right, yeah.
Which tells you defensively he's still learning.
Yeah.
Caught completely on the wrong side. But then he cut in on his left, right in the box. And we eventually closed down on him.
Yeah.
And then, he got the goal. Like, it was a good finish, but... It was
the ball in was bizarre because it looked like a wonder pass.
Yeah.
It went through loads of players. And the commentators were like, whoa, what a ball. But I was thinking when I was watching, I was like, I don't know if that was a wonder ball or is that like some shocking defending that I didn't understand. That's like, there's no way the ball should be able to go in that direction with all those players standing there.
It went right down the main vein of the defence.
Like Moses splitting the sea.
Yeah, like again, it looked good, but when you look back and you go, maybe there
someone should have been there.
Maybe a defender or just or central fielder. One of the lads should be there. Like that's the thing for Kenny. It was like we looked like we were out of position a lot. Well, like they just came up yesterday. I was like, right, how do we play again? But
this is the longest time apparently they've had with the team before a game.
Yes, they were
and
warmer
than
than in
far
Turkey.
the worst they looked.
Which is funny considering how hot it was during the week. He was literally 28 degrees during the week. But they went to Turkey, had this warmer at the training, massive big team around them of people. Yeah. This was the one. This was the banker,
And then when that happens, it's a sign like, oh, so is it just the players kind of carrying it so far up until now, where they didn't really know what they were doing? They were just kind of giving it a go.
Maybe they're getting too much information.
Yeah, exactly.
TMI, Kenny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a must win because we had to win it to be in a chance. But I don't think it was one that I expect us to win.
No,
I was like, this is a joke. We should be beating Greece.
Yeah.
In Greece?
Yeah.
No.
Like those now, it's weird with Ireland because those are the games we perform in. Is the tougher games usually.
Yeah.
And then it's like the Azerbaijans and the Maltas that give us trouble.
Yeah.
The Luxembourgs. But
this is kind of like in between. It's like they are definitely better than they're higher seeded.
Yeah.
But it was just, usually the two teams definitely better than us, and the rest are debatable.
Because like we always say, you go through, we definitely beat them. We'll definitely.
Yeah.
We never do, but you feel confident.
Yeah, I think as well, and this is bad, but like we know Greece from other things.
Yeah.
From other European things. So I think Greece are pretty good. Because I know Greece. I know
they won the Euros once.
I know that people go to holidays in Greece. I don't remember goes to holidays in Azerbaijan. Yeah. Maybe with the F1 now. But you know what I mean? Like if it's a known country, people are a lot less going, well, Greece are decent. It's like, why say that? Just because it's fucking weather.
Yeah, they have players.
Big country, World War II, they were involved big time. So I think that what I'm saying is I don't think Kenny's job was at risk, but it was a bad performance in terms of like.
I think it's the most at risk it has been.
Yeah.
It definitely felt like it after the game. Because normally, like, it's the fans that are kind of like, get him out. Or this was the first time the media was kind of like, oh, he's had a lot of chances now. This was a big one.
Well, it's just as, like, fucking how bad we were. We looked so, like, unorganized.
Yeah, it didn't look like, they're like, like, we had no chance against these lads. They're just miles better. It was like, oh,
yeah,
we could have made this, not as hard on ourselves if the players were trained a bit better, I don't know, coached a bit better on the game. It's tough to tell.
Like if we were put the ball on plate and Troy Parker kept missing it, he's done before. Yeah, it's like okay, well, look,
we don't have the players.
That's just that's not Kenny's fault. Yeah, it was like we weren't making the chances.
Yeah, there was a lot of individual like errors though.
Oh, so many individual errors.
Yeah, so like that's not on Kenny really.
No, I mean the players play.
But it's the panic after the errors.
But it's just like, I'm not down these players' abilities to put a pass together, to make a simple pass. So why were they making the pass? It's like, did they not know what they were meant to be doing?
Yeah.
Did they not know where the players should be? Like top teams do. They know what generally what the shape of the attack is.
Yeah, you always hear about City or Pep's teams who like talk to each other with the ball. Like the way the ball gets past you lets you know who's around you. Like if it's a roll to you, there's something. Like, there was none of that.
Or do you ever see a player who like gets the ball and like puts it to nobody?
Yeah.
And then he's like, look at the guy who's like a fullback who's meant to have pushed on.
Yeah, he's like, that's your fault.
What are you doing, man? Like, who's he passing there? It's like, in his head,
that guy's there.
He'd made that pass before he got the ball.
Exactly.
He knows, okay, the ball's going to be from this angle. I'm putting that out wide.
And he knows that, yeah.
And he should know that. And then usually the sub who's come on, it's like, oh shit, I don't really pay attention to those meetings we have. So sorry, I was just going to do my own thing there. So like, but there's none of that. It was like, we get the ball and we pass it to nobody. Like that was meant to be running. It was just like, and just pass it, losing the ball or turnovers. It was. Yeah, look, so that's Kenny's fault, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
But I don't know. Like I say, you go through this team and like how many of them are playing regularly.
Yeah.
Doherty was playing 18 minutes for Atletico Madrid since he went alone.
Yes, he had a terrible season. And before he went to Atletico, he was having a shocking time at Spurs. Yeah. He had a very bad game.
He hasn't had a good season since Wolves.
It's a long time.
3 years ago?
Yeah.
So, it's tough to say. But get the passing going, lads. Like, they don't play with anybody. They mind each other.
Yeah. It was his game was summed up at the end when he lost the head in like the 94th minute.
Yes.
What are you doing? The game's already over.
He looked like he hit at a shoulder.
Right in front of the ref. And it's like, you're allowed to shoulder people. Not really. Like,
No.
run off the ball like that. When the ball's not even in play. Of course
Yeah.
the ref. And then it causes a ruckus, which referees really don't like that.
No, they don't like kerfuffles.
They don't like when people start grabbing at each other and you're the reason for it.
It was Obafemi like tried to win the ball or whatever, and then did someone come in and say, don't be doing that to him, and then
Yeah, something like that.
someone pushed him, and then Doherty said, I'm going to fucking have a run on
Hey,
this.
don't you touch up with me.
And he just shouldered him, and then I saw it on Twitter that he kicked the ball at the ref.
After the game.
Like, no replays this.
Yeah.
It was like, no one see this.
Yeah.
Everyone's turned off at this point. It's like, show what happened. Yo, we want a breakdown of this.
I don't know, did you see Doherty's interview after the game?
I did not know.
He was in like a car park being interviewed after it. I'll play the clip.
Waiting for the Greek player.
Well, it's
Yeah,
funny.
hang on there, Artie. I got to see someone here for a second, but I have a few time for questions.
What happened at the end of the game? I don't know. I think the referee gave him a soft free kick, and then I looked up and the guy was like walking Mikey down from behind. I think it was. I don't really know. I just walked into him, and he went to the ground, and the ref obviously lacked a bit of something, because there's 2 seconds left in the game. It wasn't really a red card. I don't think it was probably a yellow. So I don't think it was necessary to send me off.
Was there anything said then at full time to him?
No, I just wanted to talk. With referees these days, they don't even let you speak to them. They're so arrogant and sure about themselves that you're not even allowed to approach them and have a normal conversation. It's always about them, isn't it? So you wouldn't even let me. I guess people always think when you go up to a referee after a game that you're going to abuse him, but I wasn't going to do that. I just wanted to talk to him normally.
Why do you need to talk to him? You got sent off.
Yeah, you hit a guy a shoulder.
What are you going to do? Change his mind? Like,
Yeah.
so he obviously went up, and he got sent off in like the 94th minute. So he got sent off. The whistle's blowing a few seconds later.
Yeah.
And then he goes charging back to the ref. Of course, the ref's going to be like, "Get away, please."
Yeah.
I don't want that.
I heard Ronnie saying, "Oh, look, here comes Doherty running back on the pitch. We don't want to see this." It's like, yeah, I do.
Turn on.
But there was no footage. It was just the Greek players and Irish players shaking hands, and it was
Yeah.
just like, okay, right. I tell you, the TV footage not good.
No, yeah.
The Greek director, you know.
But we know all about that from trying to follow the Greek league.
Oh,
It's
stop.
impossible. It couldn't be done.
No, they're not that big into the TV media over there.
No.
It's it was disappointing, but I think when you look at it from a broad perspective, you take a step back, and it's even worse.
Yeah, it's disappointing on a larger scale.
There was the last fucking, I guess, 2 years or 3 years under Kenny now.
3 years now.
It's been like you're looking for the positives from it, because it's like it felt like we hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
I was like, listen, let's just fucking build it back up from the
You just want to play some football. you
Robbie
know?
Keane's retired, all right? It's done. Damon
Will
Duff,
you accept that now?
he's done. Shea Given done. This is a new team. We got to start with like teenagers and young players, and yeah, they don't play for clubs. But you know what? This is Kenny. There's no pressure. There's no expectation. But eventually, you're gonna run out of
3
rope
years is a
with
long
people.
time.
And
I mean, it's another international tournament that's over before it starts. 2
It's
games
over.
in. And now it's tough. You play France and Greece. No one's expecting anything from that, really.
Yeah.
But it's just tough when it happens, and especially in this way. Like
Yeah.
a good performance against France, still lose. And
Yeah.
then a shocking performance against a team who are much easier to beat than France.
It
you
should
would
be,
think.
yeah. It's kind of like when you get up for a big team, like say, but that's in the league, was a game every week, and you're
Yeah.
training every day. This is like you're finished the league now.
Yeah.
This is as big a game as France by
Yeah.
any metric, like because it's like
It's all the same points.
the same points, and like whatever the France game was like, nothing to lose, let's go at them. Now it's like, okay, well, this is something to lose now.
Yeah.
So it's an even bigger game, like, but you should still go at them
Yeah, exactly.
because, like, you know, if you lose, it doesn't matter. So you may as well try and win. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It was.
It is tough to. I'd be worried for Kenny's job now. This is, I think, the most threat he's faced because, again, like, he's not going to turn this around. He'd do unbelievably well to turn this around.
You'd have to beat Gibraltar home and away, which don't
Should-
know if that's.
You should, but I mean, Gibraltar. I know obviously they're like a bad team. Their pitch is in a parking lot of an airport.
It's on Dwayne the Rock Johnson, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but they're going to be solid. They're not going to go at you. They're going to have 10 men behind the wall. It's not going to be easy to score.
Yeah, unless they take a long range shot.
Exactly. Which, hey, Some positives.
Yeah, well, they tried it, Greece.
They did. They knew.
They had their homework done. Yeah. There's one where
shoot from anywhere.
where I think it stung the Bazuna's gloves, and then Ronnie Whelan on comment's like, "We don't get how fast these long range shots. Everybody knows it." I was like, they definitely do. Like, they do not get out fast enough. Like that's it's like how do you keep conceding these like long range shots? I mean, maybe the first one against Azerbaijan was like, I'll just have a go from here.
Yeah.
But like from then on, I was like, these lads,
they're slow.
They're going to let us shoot from here, you know. So I was again, your man Bakasetis. He had a few long range shots, and we got out to him in the first half, and he stopped it then. But like. That one improvement, long range conceded goal, just the two.
Now we're conceding in the box.
Yeah, we're conceding, in the place where people usually concede. Yeah. We did have our own long range shot at the end. Collins, again, a goal that we would usually concede.
Yeah.
But that was, of course, we came to kind of get an equaliser, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was all round very, very disappointing.
Now, we always say that it's always the same in the international episodes with Kenny. It's where it's like, the results aren't that good, but he's done a lot of good for the squad, I think, bringing in all these players. Like, he's given a lot of these players like 20 caps now, who are players who probably wouldn't have gotten one or two in other eras because they're not big and defensive enough. So, like, it is good. It's nicely set up, I think, for whoever the next manager is, but it's just tough because this felt different.
Yeah. Is that what's going to happen, do you think, where it's Kenny's going to set up the pins for someone else to knock down?
I think so, because I mean, like he's not to be putting him down, but like he's a League of Ireland manager, very experienced there. But I mean, it's such a different game at international level. Like lots of club managers are shy international managers.
Yeah,
I don't know who you get in. I don't know who's out there, but I feel like an experienced international manager. You would think now it used to be that they were all park the bus, hit it up to the big lad, don't lose. Yeah. Surely there's more attacking, more experienced managers out there now who can kind of take the next step with this squad.
I think that's what I don't think the players are probably thinking this way, but I think the players are now interviewing for the next manager.
Yes.
Because if we played that against Gibraltar and win 1-0 or 2-0, and then we lose to France and lose to the Netherlands twice, and then draw with Greece, and not a single good performance in this. It's like, okay, so they can't score, they can't defend, they don't play good stuff. What am I going to fucking do with this team? Like, really, before this, I was thinking, if we get to third, it'd be huge.
Yeah.
And if we play well and we have a style of play, and it's like, okay, well, like, if you're an Irish player who's playing well in the Premier League or the Championship, you come into a Stephen Kenny side, you know how they play. Yeah. And there's like that's what I thought was the goal, that like we get to a point where we can compete with teams playing our certain style, playing to our strengths, and then for the next players that come through, because it's young. If you're saying young side, then for the 18, 23-year-olds for the next tournament, for the World Cup, the young lads that come in, they know how we play, but they know the system we play. But like that seems to be out the window as well. There's no system, there's no style.
They play different every game.
So like that's if you're another manager coming in instead of Kenny, you want to see something like, okay, do these lads have an idea of what they want to do here?
Yeah.
And do we have the players to do that? Like, if you're looking at that now, you're thinking, well, how would I play with these players?
I have no idea.
Well, of course, we have no idea, but I mean, it's so different, and it's like, I really don't know. It's a really tough one to. It's a very deflating performance. I think. Like I said, we hit rock bottom, and we had like a little bit of rise, and now we're like, it's even worse when you go back to rock bottom.
Yeah, it feels like nothing has changed.
Yeah,
except now we concede more goals.
And would you agree with Liam Brady's analysis as the worst players ever?
He said it was the worst squad any Irish manager has had in Liam Brady's lifetime, which he's an old man. That's a long time.
Like 1940s.
Who did he have before then? Like, so you would think he means ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it seems weird saying that because, like, obviously the clamour for Ferguson and Bazuna's good. But then I was thinking about it. I was like, oh, like there is a lot. It's a good young team. Like, I'm sure they'll be good in a few years' time. There's a lot of promise in it.
Yeah. But
promise doesn't mean anything like right now.
No.
And I was thinking then about like the older teams who, even when we were shit, it was like, yeah, we have fucking Coleman.
Yeah.
Like there was always 2 or 3 Premier League stars, not stars, but like
players.
Starters, yeah.
Players.
Yeah, and the
Premier League players. Yeah. That's all we want now. That's what the bar is.
Even not even like quality wise, there was players like huge leaders in the team.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't really feel like that now.
Yeah.
Like we have Ferguson. That's great. There's not much else right now.
God, we miss Coleman so much.
Yeah, we really do.
Remember, what was it 3 years ago where they're like, Coleman's out, Doherty's in? It's not seems like
mental.
Coleman
Coleman broke his leg and everything gave him a new contract. It was like, we need him around.
Yeah. But like he is that type of player, you know.
Yeah.
That you do miss me. Like a lot of players are good in the dressing room, or like, but I think even from a setting of standards type of thing, I mean,
he's fucking captain for a Premier League team. He knows what he's talking about, boys.
I mean, there's no way that we start, putting those passes away.
Yeah.
In the first half, put them straight, I should say, and then the second half we just go out and do it again.
Yeah, he's going to have a word.
If Coleman's there's no way he's like, all right, lads, just do your best. It's like, there's no way. So I mean, yeah, that we're missing that. I do think Benny was a big miss as well. I would have liked to see Benny and Obafemi playing more. I think I get what he's trying to do with Ida.
Yeah,
and he likes Ida.
We all do.
You're preaching the choir here, Stephen. Yeah. But I think because we had them under 21s, a lot of those players under 21s, and it's like, these are my class of 92,
Yeah.
But I think Obafemi, what more does he have to do? He scored some great goals. Remember when in Scotland?
Oh, stop! Remember the Scotland game? We won that 3-0.
Seems like last time we go now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. We have Gibraltar Monday, like we say. Predictions for that game, Will?
I think we'll win, but what does it mean, really?
It means...
Well, I mean, I tell you, it's either win or Kenny's gone, I would say. I think that's a must win for him, because you can't be losing to... That's what did McCarthy in, wasn't it? Remember we drew with Gibraltar and they were like, all right, this is...
All right, fine. A lot of people in Greece, not a lot of people in Gibraltar.
Yeah. What's going on here, boys? I think it was McCarthy. Maybe it was O'Neill. We drew with Gibraltar not too long ago.
There's been a few bad draws that have cost managers their jobs over the years. It's hard to keep track of them all.
It's never the humiliating losses. No. It's the dull 0-0s where they're like, this is awful, boys. Yeah. This is not worth watching.
At the end of the day, we're all bandwagon fans here. You know, there's no league to follow.
You would have to think at the end of the day, the FAI is like, we're trying to sell tickets here, boys. No one's coming to watch this shite.
Yeah, because it's all about entertainment as well. Exactly. Like the results, obviously, are important, and I mean, I will say the only thing for Greece, the way they just like went straight at us, they are qualified from the Nations League for the Euros. So they were like, okay, best case scenario, we score a load of goals. Worst case scenario, we lose and we still qualify.
And we go to the Euros and they don't anyway.
I mean, yeah, and we'll still go to the Euros.
That's bollocks.
Well, they were in League C. We were in League B, so they had an easier in the Nations League. They were ranked below us.
Why did they get rewarded?
Well, if you win League C or you win League D, you're in League B, League A, you get straight into the Nations League. So they won League C, so they got into the Euros. So this qualifying process was like, okay, for them. It's like, okay, now how do we want to play?
Yeah, let's get our team together.
We can play competitive games, competitive games against teams that are
trying to win,
and trying to keep tight. We can just play expansive stuff. Simicast,
do what you want.
Go out there like your Trent Alexander-Arnold and fucking start spraying passes, and maybe that might work for them.
You show Klopp why you should be starting.
Exactly. He can go out there and say, "Watch this," Yeah. So like. It is. That's the only. Listen, there. I think they were still like just fundamentally better than us as well. Yeah. But if it was a case where we were like, we should go at them. Yeah. Get the ball to Ferguson. See what he does. I mean, Ferguson had one shot from the halfway line. I was like, oh god. I thought
he's just desperate to take a shot. Yeah. Just let me have a bit of fun, lads.
So yeah, that would have been the different, I think, outlook as well if we were qualified. But even still, I thought that's not really an excuse. It's just a little excuse,
an extra bonus.
So yeah, I think we're probably looking on the barrel of last place if you're Gibraltar.
Yeah.
But if that happens, Kenny goes, then who comes in?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's and like there's not even any rumours or who's even available these days.
There's never any rumours for international because no one wants the international job because it's always hard. It's very, very tough.
Especially like an Ireland job. Like you're never winning anything with this, mate.
No.
This isn't going to be a launching pad for your career. If anything, it'll kill it.
Yeah. This is where managers go to die.
Yeah, the pressure's on and we're bad.
Like the last managers we had were Trapattoni, who was like at the end of the...
Never saw him again.
He didn't take another big job. Martin Neal also hasn't taken another big job.
Gone as well, yeah.
Keane is not capable of being a manager. He's assistant manager. But like, that didn't launch him into...
No, yeah.
He's back, I was like, no, he's still a maniac and not a very good people person. Like, yeah, if you're going for an Irish job, you're at the end of the line and you're looking for one last payday.
Yeah.
You're not coming with new ideas. And that's why Kenny's like, well, Kenny's looking, he's a young man, Whatever. Yeah, Gibraltar one day. Besides Ireland, France were playing Gibraltar.
Yeah.
In that game, or in that game week, I guess.
Yeah.
The Netherlands were not playing because they're hosting the Nations League.
They were playing Croatia in the Nations League. I think they got easily beaten.
Yeah, that was kind of the sounds coming out. Oh, maybe these Netherlands aren't that good. Like, we haven't even played Greece yet.
Maybe we're better than Holland.
Yeah. So France are obviously going to stomp that group and probably not win the Euros again.
Yeah.
They won 3-0. Olivier Giroud scored again. He's still playing, getting starts. Scored for 5 minutes.
I saw Messi was playing for Argentina the other day.
Yeah, I saw him jinking past like 3 Australian lads.
Yeah. He's going to be fucking at the next tournament again.
I really thought he would retire after the World Cup. I mean,
it's mad he didn't.
Yeah, well, I mean, what?
He's in the MLS now as well.
Yeah, did we cover that transfer? Him going to MLS?
Very, very briefly.
Yeah, that was he came out and had one last dig at Barcelona, didn't he?
Yeah, and Barcelona had one last dig at him as well.
Yeah, well, a bit of a tit for tat kind of thing.
It makes total sense why you'd want to go to a total loser league with no pressure.
Oh,
that makes
fucking
perfect sense to us.
They had a statement. I've never seen that before.
So bitter. So this is on Barcelona's official website.
Yeah.
This was the day the news came out where Messi is going to Inter Miami.
Yeah.
It says, the headline, FC Barcelona wishes Lionel Messi the best of luck in his new professional phase. President Laporta understood and respected Messi's decision to want to compete in a league with fewer demands, further away from the spotlight, and away from the pressure he's been subject to in recent years. Makes total sense to us. Of course he wouldn't want to go to Barcelona. It's too tough.
Enjoy the money, Jane.
Yeah.
It's giving "Come Down on Me," that famous scene. You know, you've ruined it for us. But I think he initially came out and said, I don't think Barcelona did everything they could. I spoke with Xavi. I don't know if they did everything they could. You know, and then Barcelona came out with this fucking statement. And then I think Messi came out and said, basically, you know, I went to Barcelona. You know, I was there. I gave them everything. And they wrote lies about me. Yeah. They hired a guy to do a hit job of me on Twitter. So, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I'm going to Miami, maybe. So I'll just read out some quotes he said from his first press conference. First off, he was asked about rejecting a move to the Saudi League.
Oh, yeah.
He said, if it had been a matter of money, I'd have gone to Saudi Arabia or elsewhere. This seemed like a lot of money to me. The truth is that my final decision goes elsewhere and not because of money. So he's like, listen, I'm not fucking broke here.
Yeah.
This is insane money as well. I had offers from another European team, but I didn't evaluate it because in Europe my idea was only for Barcelona. I've been supporting Barca during the year. I'm a fan. I spoke to Xavi a lot. We discussed and we always had frequent exchanges. I always really wanted to return to Barca. I had that dream. But after what happened 2 years ago, I didn't want to be in the same situation again, leaving my future in the hands of someone else. I wanted to make my own decision, thinking of me and my family. I have heard reports La Liga gave the green light, but the truth is that many, really many things were still missing in order to make my return to Barca happen. I didn't want to be responsible for them to sell players or reduce salaries. I am tired.
Yeah, that's basically said. Last time I was there was a fucking shit show, and from what I heard, it's going to be a thing. That makes him sound very good. I think there's a lot of people come out saying, "How much money does this fucker need?" You know, it was like 400 million a year or 300 million a year,
300 million.
And it was like, this guy's already rich. He's been rich for years. He's been rich since 2006. How much money does he need? He was going to take that. Yeah. And like, he's taken the money from PSG. Yeah. He took the money from Saudi Arabia. He's already an ambassador for Saudi Arabia.
I'd say they're fuming. Imagine that. He wins the World Cup in Qatar, your enemies. And then he turns down your league.
And you like
while he's doing ads with like binoculars looking at places in Saudi Arabia.
And as well, he's like, no, it was the most money I've ever had in my life. But I wouldn't live there.
Oh no, if this was strictly for the incredible money, I would go to Saudi, yes. But they don't have the
but it's Saudi Arabia, don't forget.
They don't have the intangibles I'd want in my life to keep me happy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ambassador for Saudi Arabia tourism, Lionel Messi. I mean, it's not a good look. Like, I mean, a lot of stuff I'm sure is unwritten in kind of an ambassador role. But like, some stuff is like, well, don't say that. Don't say you wouldn't want to move here, even though the money was right.
Just say, I've always wanted to live in Miami.
Yeah, just anything
I love
else.
David Beckham.
Just say I'm devastated that Phil Neville got sacked because that's the reason I came.
Can't believe he must be raging. Think of all the cup finals Messi could have been playing.
Think of all the fucking stories we were told on Sky Sports about when he managed Messi. You know, but yeah, he's he's gone there, and I think this whole thing of like, I didn't want to be the guy who, for the reason that Frankie de Jong got sold and lost his wages, or I don't want to take bread from young Gavi's plate, put it on mine. I'm a good guy. I went to Miami because it was not someone that wasn't Barcelona in Europe. You're only a PSG, so I mean,
bollocks.
I was only looking at one team in Europe. I said I only look at Barcelona in Europe. I mean, I think he obviously has a lot of money. I'm sure. He's a team player as well. He's a good player, but he's a team player. I'm sure one of his PR guys said, say this.
Yeah.
This will do a lot better for you than the money grabbing you've been doing for the last, 3 or 4 years. This is the move.
Try this one.
Trust me in this one, Lionel. I think if you just say these things in this order, you're going to get a lot more pats on the back than you would have if you went to Saudi Arabia again.
He's obviously winding down his career as well. And I think the MLS is the place to do that, because he probably had an eye on what happened with Beckham, who when he signed, took shares in the league.
Yeah.
And he took first veto on if they're starting a new franchise, he could buy it first.
Yeah.
Which is what I did with Inter Miami.
Yeah.
And for years, that's always been the news, is that they're trying to sign Messi. Isn't that mad?
Yeah.
That'll never happen. And then obviously it has. Now Inter Miami is going to be massive.
Yeah.
Beckham's more money than ever. And now I think Messi is a similar situation where he got shares in MLS, shares in Inter Miami, shares in Adidas and Apple, who sponsor MLS.
Yeah, I mean, he got everything.
That's crazy.
I mean, is it the same as 200 million a year? I think maybe potentially.
But
if those Apple shares skyrocket more.
It's like, you have to think that Saudi Arabia is such a new league. Obviously, the money is ridiculous. But it's like, it could be taken away at any moment. What if new rules come in?
Yeah.
What if oil goes bad?
But for the MLS, is this going to do shit?
Well, it's done a lot for Inter Miami, who they got 5 million Instagram followers that day.
Yeah.
Which is what it's all about. Engagement. Sell ads.
Oh, well, you didn't
but
tell
they
me
also,
Instagram numbers, Will. That's huge.
But also, they went from just being I think one of the lowest, because they're a new club, one of the least followed teams, to selling out every single game from now until the end of the season in an hour.
Yeah.
So it's just instantly they're massive and they're fucking financially viable.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember, but I remember seeing in movies such as Kicking and Screaming that Pele had the similar effect in America when he went over in the late 70s.
I think George Best did a similar thing as well.
And it was obviously we went over how great Pele was and how he was one of the first world stars that ever knew he was.
Yeah.
Didn't know, I never seen him play, especially back then.
Yeah.
I never seen him play on TV, some of them, but I ever knew who Pele was. And that was a lot to do with MLS. So I did a lot for Pele and his brand, but for the MLS, that was the 70s. I mean, where's the MLS now? It's not near fucking the European League. So I mean, I think it'll do a lot for Messi in America. I know they have the World Cup coming in 2028.
It's probably part of it as well.
That'll raise the profile. But I think it's the number 4 or 5 sport behind basketball, NFL, and baseball.
We always say if they can get together and get people
scary shit,
they'd be the best in the world.
They
have
are
all
in the
those
Olympics.
Freak athletes.
In goal, LeBron James. In that video.
Yeah, and if they have Messi playing the league, that's going to get young people watching it, definitely, I think.
Yeah.
If you have a slight interest in football, you're going to watch Messi every week.
Well, does Messi have a slight interest in football? In MLS? That's the real question. I mean, we saw him playing for Argentina, fine, but he likes Argentina.
Yeah.
If he's playing for Inter Miami, it's big.
I think him at a canter is comfortably the best player in the league, though.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen a single MLS game entirely.
No.
Oh, I have. I've a few dark days of unemployment there watching the ESPN Sports back in the day.
4 a.m.
Yeah. But recently, I couldn't comment on the state of the league. I would assume not very good, because I've never heard of. They always have a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
I've never heard of a big European player going over in his peak.
No, and a lot of the big American players, they're playing in Europe. They move to Europe to advance their career.
And you never hear of someone being bought from the MLS team who's ripping up the MLS.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think you're probably close on that, but I don't know. It's definitely interesting for...
Very early, it feels.
Yeah.
I feel like he had a few more years in him.
I don't know. I think, I say, he's made all the money. He's won it all. Literally won everything.
Yeah.
So what else is there other than just to retire in Miami? I mean, it's a plan to move back to Spain, back to Barcelona, or is it a plan to move back to Argentina?
Yeah, you're a lot closer to South America if you're in America, I would think.
Yeah. I wonder where he would think of his Like, you know,
His home,
what's his end goal?
Yeah.
Is he going to go and be a Barcelona legend haunting the stadium?
Run Adidas.
Messi Das or something, you know, some kind of fucking offshoot of it. You know, if it's a family, if he's thinking, right, I'm going to raise my kids back in Argentina and we're going to be Argentinians, or he's thinking, all right, eventually I'm going to kick off this Miami thing and go back to Barcelona and haunt the stadium. So the camera can cut them to Barcelona when they lose and go, oh, how they could use that man here today. You know, do that thing. And just be like fucking Barcelona royalty every time he goes through the corporate box, and oh look, it's Messi's here, and then manage Barcelona. I don't see Messi managing a team.
No,
now.
me neither.
I don't think there's any interest in that.
No,
I don't know. Maybe hard to replicate that as a manager where he does a player.
Yeah, that's always the way. It's always some managers are really good. Like Zidane was really successful. Ancelotti, but it is like the Roy Keanes who were just, and the Gerrards now who were just like.
Who's also going to Saudi Arabia?
Who's going to Saudi Arabia, which is.
They're getting all the stars, Will. All the guys, the peak of their powers.
Remember, not too long ago, it was like Klopp, then Gerrard. That's the plan.
He won the league with Rangers, Will. Glasgow fucking Rangers. That's no fucking joke. Yeah, I mean, that was crazy how overhyped he was over fucking winning the Scottish League. Speaking of which, Brendan Rodgers all the way back to Celtic.
Yeah.
So that tells its own story, isn't it? Yeah. It's all starting to take shape here now. Brendan Rodgers, not very good in the Premier League, really good at Celtic. Gerrard, fucking revelation Rangers, can't fucking manage...
Can't manage 5th place or 6th place Aston Villa.
Yeah, who are at least probably, you know, that level, you know? So... Yeah, it's an interesting move for Gerrard to say, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, essentially.
But you know what? He's dead fucking right. Lampard could take a leaf out of his book.
That was the move for Lampard.
Maybe he'll do it now. But I mean, I think Gerrard...
Will they want him?
Gerrard didn't need as much humiliation as Lampard did to say...
He didn't go back to... Well, no, it'd be like if he went back to Villa now and they got sacked again after being much worse.
For an interim role after they sacked, you know, it's like, come on, man, have some self-respect here.
You know it's a caretaker role. While you're there, they're all talking about we're getting a much better manager in the summer, lads, don't worry.
Oh, stuff. Was there any other news, any other big transfers?
Transfers. There is another little... what would you say? A twist in the never-ending David De Gea tale. I don't know if you've seen. Yeah, don't know if you've seen. His contract is up in 2 weeks.
Okay.
And it was just like, like they're keeping him on. Maybe he'll be second. But they're keeping him. But like as it gets closer to 2 weeks, and now it's like, oh, United are interested in Onana and like Diogo Costa and all these deep players.
Oh yeah.
And now it's starting to look like, I wonder, is De Gea gone, but out of respect for his career, they don't want to be like, we're letting him go and saying that during the season. Rather, they wait until the last minute and go, couldn't come to an agreement. Because like, you don't leave it 2 weeks before re-signing. You would think you're a starting goalkeeper who's on like 300 grand a week.
Yeah, you know,
this never happens. Like,
it's a lot more money to on a whim go.
We'll get there. We'll get 2 weeks is plenty. Like, no, it's getting close now.
Yeah.
And there's no hint of like it getting any closer to signing. It's just always like, oh, they expect him to sign. It's 2 weeks away.
Yeah. No, it's getting. It's looking like he's going on the way out there, I suppose.
We have one more breaking-ish story.
Oh yeah.
From about an hour ago. Martin Tyler is officially stepping down from Sky. I think he's retiring after.
What is he going to do? Work for United? Because he loves them.
I would say after
he's an old man.
He's an old man. This season, he really got it hard from all angles.
Yeah.
From all fans, it felt like. And I know he was a bit dull, but he wasn't that bad.
No, I mean, you think of like the Aguero thing. That was 11 years ago. Yeah. He's 78.
He literally said, "You'll never see the likes of this again," and he knew. He's like, "This is it for me."
Yeah,
this is as good as it gets.
I mean, of all the seasons, this season definitely didn't match anything like that.
Yeah,
you know, it really kind of petered out. A lot of teams, you know, were so bad that a lot of could have been relegated. It wasn't a mid-season at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing with Martin Tyler is like, he hates Man United or he hates Liverpool, loves Man United, but then people say he hates Chelsea, he hates Tottenham. He just is not. He's not interested.
He did the Aguero thing.
He's seen everything.
Yeah,
he's seen everything so many times that like when a screamer goes in, it's like That reminds you of the goal in 07-08 or the one in 13-14 or the one in 15-16. You know, it's like he's seen it so many times. It's not a shock to him.
Yeah.
So basically, if you don't like Martin Tyler, you don't know ball.
Yeah, you don't know ball. L-ball knowledge.
L-ball knowledge. You haven't seen the likes that he's seen. You know, he's seen things you'll never see.
Yeah. And now also has got a new element of he's shoved in between Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher as they talk over him.
Yeah, as they
he's
do.
probably like, fuck this.
Yeah, I'd say good time to walk away from.
Yeah.
God knows what has in store.
Who do you think they get in? Mika Richards, maybe?
Mika Richards on just counter and cold commentary.
Even Sturridge, double act.
I'd love to see Dan Sturridge. Play the clip.
Champions League final. Inter Milan versus Manchester City. Romelu Lukaku, he's a savage. Yeah. Headers, volleys, backflips. Yeah. And we have Nicolo Barella. And what I tell you about Lautaro. And he just scored a goal. Lautaro. You smart. But on the other hand of that, we have KD Bizzle, the wizard, Bernardo Silva.
What you talking about, Willis?
And he can score you goals. I'm talking about Gundogan. That's Ilkay Gundogan. City's treble and their first Champions League win is on the line. They've been here before and they came up short. But now they have, he scores goals Erling Haaland. He scores goals Erling Haaland. If he gets a chance, he won't miss Haaland. Inter are trying to end the losing streak for Serie A teams in finals. They'll look to stay disciplined, defend well, and hit him on the counter-attack. And Zeko has added motivation against his former club. City will look to dominate possession, counter-press, and make third-man runs. I believe Inter Milan have a great chance of winning, much better than people give them credit for. But it's that time, City! They can't worry about the past, cause it's that time. City, win.
We just pick the worst Sturridge kid to play and then just like say that's a lot of nonsense.
They say many garbage things.
You don't know what you're gonna get.
Melodrama upon melodrama!
This is utter, shameful, disgraceful piece of nonsense.
He was miles off it yesterday.
You'll learn a lot more if you listen rather than talk all the
Plenty of
time.
time, no problem.